Okay, now this is a kind of continuation to the previous video that we just produced on the stable terrain extraction process using ICS Map Server. So this time we're going to show you the same process but using HTZ communications. So if you don't have access to ICS Map Server license and you just want to use HTZ to create stable terrain, this is also achievable using HTZ. So the concept is really the same. We're going to have we have two inputs: terrain snapshot in 2020 and another one in 2023, and you want to do the delta operations. And if the delta is 0, it's stable. If the delta is different than 0, it's not stable. So let's get this going. So first, these are the two inputs that we have. So we have one geo, then the other one. So you can just run HTZ. So we're going to open one of the terrain as a base map. You could be 2020 or 2023, doesn't matter. We're just going to use it as a base map for the simulation. So you go to File Project Manager and you make a new project. And I'm going to use one of these guys, the geo file for 2020, for example. Not the link. Save the project. And I'm going to call this stable using HTZ. So open that project. So you see I only loaded the DEM layer. That's all I did. So now how do we create stable clutter layer for the modeling? So step number one, you go file, load FD2. So we normally use the FD2. So you go load, and then there's FD, and there's here FD2. So normally we use FD2 for coverage analysis, not for terrain. But because we use fundamentally the same format, IC2 is also used for coverage FD2. So these two are compatible. So you can actually load it as FD2. Change the extension to all, and then first load the 2020 vintage. So you go replace. So when you load it, you're going to replace it, which means the software is going to load that layer into the coverage layer, or we call it sometimes a memory layer. So now it's imported. You don't see it, that's fine, but it's actually loaded into the memory. Now we go file, load again, the same thing. And this time you choose the 2023, and then you make a comparison. So the one in the memory right now is the 2020 vintage, and the one about to be imported is the 2023. So this time we're not going to just replace what's in the memory. We're going to do operation A minus B. So what's in the memory minus what's on the disk, and I want to get the results, and I want the results to be dB plus only, not plus or minus. So that's simpler. So dB plus means regardless if you are losing height or if you are gaining height, I want it to be displayed as a gaining height, which is okay, because I don't mind if it's going up or down. It's still unstable terrain. So we're going to classify it in the same fashion. So dB plus and minus, dB plus only we use. So now we do the delta operation, and here we go. So basically the pink is, we call it 255. So here because it's a void, so it's coming as 255. And here you get 0. You see only gray. There's no color. That means it's 0. So 0 means there's no changes in the terrain whatsoever. And here you see values, positive values. They all will be positive, because like I said, we use the plus only. We didn't use plus or minus. So that's really good. That's what I want. I want to see positive value where there is unstable terrain, and 0 where there is a stable. And we will deal with this pink area in a different way. So now I want to convert the coverage or result layer into a clutter. And for that, we have a function in the tool we can use on the raster operation. And then you see here, modify clutter. And then you go down to convert result to clutter code. That's exactly what I want. So I want to convert anything between 1 meter and 254 meter. Because remember, the pink is 255. I don't want to touch this one. This is not stable, not unstable. It's just void, not useful for me. And I want to convert it to clutter code 1. So if the coverage result is between 1 dB and 254 dB, which is these colored areas here, it will be mapped to Clara code 1. And notice when I loaded the project, when I made that project, I didn't have a Clara layer. Okay, so I'm going to produce a Clara layer now when I hit OK. So done. So you see now here we've got gray, and the Clara code is effectively 0. Here 0 means stable, and here means unstable. Okay, so don't forget to put this to 0, because otherwise you're creating a fake height or obstacle. So all this should be 0. All right, so now you see when you hover the mouse here, it shows a message here that this is unstable. When you go to the open area, it's a stable, and same here with the void showing stable. So now you can go and save that layer, file, save, and you can save the SOL or RSO. That's pretty much it. So you see, it's very simple to create a stable and Clara layer from two terrain layers. And remember here we use the geo formats for, or AC2 formats also okay for this conversion process. Thank you guys, and if you have any inquiries, please feel free to reach out to our support email.